Where last we left our heroes.
No, we had gone through the mirror that was north of stem, because the mirror to stem was broken, but we ended up managing to get one that was like north, just a little north of stem.
You guys are going to step through the mirror. You're in a small room. There's a single cot. There's a table. Brace that. You guys can see because of you being in the dark lands, but it's pitch black. In this room, there's a small candle stand with an old wax candle on it. Room looks like it's kept clean, but not in use too often. The mirror is a full-length mirror, an old-style looking glass, kind of oval-shaped, hanging on the wall. And when you step out of it, I mean, it's got a brass frame about it. Upon close examination, it does not appear to be a normal mirror. The room is very small. It's only 8 by 8. And both, seeing as you and Batista, Matthias, are, can you read my own handwriting, are very large men, it's pretty tight in there.
Okay, is there like a door? Or?
Yeah, there is a door. It's an old wooden door, but rather than a doorknob, it's just got a swinging piece of wood to keep it closed. So it's going to open outward.
Okay, we'll open the door up. I'll open it.
All right, you're in a narrow hallway. There's a door across the way, and then the hallway only goes about 12 feet and opens up into another room. In there, you can see what looks to be a handmade primitive wooden table and a couple of chairs.
Okay, I'll drop a couple silver on the table and then try to head out of the room.
Okay. Matthias is going to follow you out, and he's keeping an eye out. You guys have done a lot of training together and everything, so, you know, when you go left, he's going to look to the right. When you look to the right, he's going to look to the left. When you're looking forward, he's going to be looking behind. Okay?
Okay, first thing we're going to do, though, is make sure that our cloaks are pulled up over our heads so nothing's, like, really visible. Yeah, we're pulling our cloaks up just so, like, nothing's, like we look like just a couple of travelers. You can't see the armor or weapons or anything.
Okay, the problem is your weapons are very large. You two are large men, and you're, you know, wearing a breastplate. You might have your helmet hanging down off your backpack, but you've got greaves and shin plates and thigh plate.
Okay, well, everybody already knows what I am since everybody's listening. We're just trying to cover up the symbol of honor, Charlie.
Yeah, okay. All right,
so
understood.
We look like men at arms, but we're not necessarily knights of honor.
Okay, you can tuck your holy symbol into your plate now. All right, in this room, there's nothing in there. Again, it looks clean and neat. There's a table, handmade, a couple of chairs. There's a wood-burning fireplace, clean and neat, the small stack of firewood by the hearth. There's a pot. There are embers that have burned down in the fireplace, like there'd been a fire in there earlier.
Okay. Is there like a door or a window leading out or something?
There is a window that's covered with a heavy piece of canvas, and there's a door leading out, and there's a wall dividing this cottage into halves. Not really doors, but you can go around the wall to either side. You guys are in like the kitchen, living area, what have you. On the other side, as you walk towards the door, if you look to your left, you'll see there's a cot over against the wall, and there's a woman, old woman. I mean, it's long gray hair. I mean, her hair is like ridiculously long, and the hair is pulled around the back of her head. Her eyes are glazed over, her mouth is open, and her throat is cut. And there's a pool of black blood underneath her bed.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over to the lady, just kind of like pull up, like she have like a shift or a shawl or something.
She's part the way under the blankets. It looks like she was surprised while she was asleep.
Okay, I'm gonna pull the blanket the rest of the like up to her chin, so you can't see that her throat was cut, and then say a prayer of honor over her. Rest in peace.
Bastias is looking around, and when you're saying the prayer before you pull the blanket up, you notice that the throat that was cut
Yeah,
Whatever it was an extremely sharp blade. There's
gotcha.
no hesitation either. Whoever did it was obviously had done it before. It's not something that, you know, usually if somebody murders somebody, it's their first time. They have hesitation marks.
Yeah,
Whoever
yeah.
whoever did this just walked up, probably put his hand over her mouth because you can see bruise marks, and just cut her throat.
No remorse whatsoever.
And no hesitation.
By honor, if I find this guy, I will rip his throat out.
Caltignae, why would somebody cut this woman's throat? It doesn't appear she has anything to steal, aside from that iron pot that she cooks in. She doesn't appear to be a witch or anything. I don't see anything, herbs or spices or anything, cat's tails or newt's eyes or anything hanging from the ceiling. Just
Murder
an
is
old
not
woman.
always murder is not always motivated by monetary gain. Sometimes murder in and of itself is the gain. Remember, we are in an evil time in an evil land.
Well, let's see where we are.
I'm gonna look out the window.
You move the curtain. You appear to be on the outskirts of a small town. The funny thing is that you can see a burnt out large building that may have been a church at one time, and next to it, a church. The doors are boarded up. It appears to have been a church of ASAK, the all-seeing, all-knowing God.
Okay, well, I'm gonna head out the house,
Okay.
and I want to head towards the Church of ASAK.
Bastias is following along behind you. And when you guys get close to the church, you see what appears to be in the street in front of the burnt out church next door, a body face down.
I want to go over and examine the body. Is it like diseased or plagued or anything?
No, it appears to be a strong middle-aged man, balding, black-haired. In his hand, he has a cudgel with a very large iron nail through it. In his other hand, he has what appears to be like a dog leash. There's no dog, but his throat was cut. Looks like he may have put up a fight because he's got a big bruise near his eye socket. Looks to be that his throat was cut from the front. So whoever killed him is probably covered in a big spray of blood.
Okay.
Matthias is gonna bend down and check. He puts his hand in the blood. Cold. He's been dead a while.
And nobody in this town buried him?
Maybe, I'd say he's been dead at least 4 hours. So it's possible it's so late that no one is up. I mean, you can see that this town is walled. On the far side, the walls here appear to be made out of rubble, rocks, bricks, buildings that were torn down, trees. And on the far side of the town, maybe a block away, and there's a couple of lights in a few buildings, like candlelight.
Yeah.
But you can see huge braziers on a very large gate, and there seems to be a watchman walking back and forth, with a spear and a shield. But like again, it's a block away, and his night vision is ruined because these braziers are lighting up a lot. I mean, they're huge.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
And he's looking outward anyway.
I'm gonna try to send my senses out, see if I can detect evil just inside this little city. I know it's going to be hard. What's going on right now? I understand that.
Yeah, you're not detecting any like overt evil other than just the overwhelming sense of dread it permeates everything all the time. And if you're a priest or a paladin, try to use detect evil. And Justin, I know you've played before, but there's things I let mages, because they're around magic all the time, they can detect magic at will. It's not a spell. Just as a priest or a paladin can detect evil at will, because they're always around goodness. And when evil is around, it sends their like spidey sense tingling or what have you. Okay, that's one of the things we do. Like there's things that thieves have attributes to that are automatic, as opposed to you've got to get them. You understand?
He'll understand better when we see Skotos for the first time or something just crazy, and then you say, those that cannot detect evil, detect evil.
That's my favorite.
Okay, Bastias, he's gonna fall to his knees and lean over and vomit.
No shame, my friend. No shame. I think this place is actually worse than the Darklands.
It is. We have to be very careful in what we do. We cannot, in any way, shape, or form, continually detect for evil. I mean, I just got violently ill. So, head to the gate.
I'm going to look at him and smile. On a good note, though, that means we have a lot of work to do.
But how can you slay what's everywhere? I mean, I want to take my axe and just start chopping at the darkness itself. So where to now? Following your lead.
I'm just going to lean over and say a quick prayer over the body.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we cannot bury him. I fear if we are found in this town after dark, we will be blamed for the murders ourselves. So let's keep heading to the church of ASAK.
Okay, it's right next door. Literally, you walk 20 feet and you're there. There's weeds. There's still going to be stuff that grows. Okay.
Of course.
And there's these spikely, prickly weeds that have grown up between the entry porch of the Church of ASAK. The steeple has fallen off the church. It's not even there. They probably used it for the wall. And the doors are boarded shut. But you can see the past grandeur of the doors. You want to roll a wisdom check?
Yeah. I didn't get it.
Okay. You're not sure whether this...
20.
Yeah, you have no idea whether this is the San Lisbon Church or the Cathayan Church of the All-Seeing, All-Knowing God.
Yeah, I don't know shit. Sorry.
I'm
gonna look for are there any busted out windows, like big windows?
Yeah, stained glass windows are all broken out, but they are all boarded up.
Fuck it, we're gonna, as quietly as possible, pull some of the boards off the windows.
All right. You actually are able to pull them because they're kind of rotted, and they pretty much disintegrate, and it doesn't make a whole lot of noise. I mean, when you pull it, there is a noise. The sentry doesn't even turn around. Bastias is going to nod his head, and you can pull the rest of the board off on one of the side windows, and with very little effort, kind of pull yourself up and step through.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
All right, Bastias is going to get to the window. He's going to put his back to the window where he can hear you. Pulls his battle axe, puts his shield on his arm, and he's looking. You're kind of in an alley, and there's no light on in the only window in the 2-story building next to you, and it's a dirt alley, but he's keeping an eye out anyway. Don't be long.
Well, can we I guess we can't really tell what time it is, can we?
Best guess is it's probably close to 4 a.m.
I'm gonna look at leave my head out the window and say, Bastias, put that away. Come up in here. We need some place to rest for the quote unquote night. We don't want to be moving around until it's light out, or what passes for light in this area.
You got it, Chief. He's gonna take his shield, put it back on the metal hook that he has made onto his backpack. So the shield kind of lays flat against his backpack, and he's going to stick his axe in his belt and pull himself up through the window. The church, all the pews are gone. There are none. In the center, the healing pool is dried. Nothing in it. The altar on the other side of the healing pool is there. The symbol of the all-seeing, all-knowing God, the big eye that sees all and knows all, is not there. The church does not feel any more evil than anywhere else, but it does not feel holy either. Looks like nobody's been in there for a long time. You do hear rats scurrying in the walls.
Gotcha. I'm going to walk over to the healing pool.
Okay.
His house, even though it's busted out. And then just I'm going to walk over to the altar then and do a quick blessing. I mean, I know it's not an ASAK blessing, but it's still a blessing. It hurts me to see a church, even though it's ASAK's church, fucked up like this.
Bastias is going to look at you. Who's got first watch?
Rock, paper, scissors, sir.
All right. Eeny, meeny, go.
Rock.
Scissors. Rock crushes scissors.
I guess you got first, brother.
All right. Get some sleep. I'll wake you 2 hours.
2 hours is good.
Okay. All right. You're going to take out your bid roll. I mean, you guys are pretty well equipped as best you can. I mean, manufacturing is non-existent. Refining metals is not really being done. Your armor is old, would be considered archaic in some circles. Your clothing is patched together. They would send out, for lack of a better description, raiding parties who would go through mirrors to different worlds to gather up things and come back. And, it was a quick thing. Whatever mirror you came out of, you took whatever you could and quickly came back through the mirror.
Gotcha.
So your bed roll is actually two patched sewn together quilts. One quilt is nothing but cut out pieces of material in the shape of wolves. And the other quilt has little fairies and flowers on it. Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. So you're going to go to sleep. Bastias is taking a watch. It seems like you just closed your eyes. 2 hours later, you're being shaken awake. You're what, Chief?
Get some sleep.
Heard some walking on the street. Looked to be a guy was herding 3 goats. Not sure where he was going. He came from the direction that we came from. Did down, went between a couple of buildings across the street. Other than that, no movement whatsoever.
Did he notice the busted out window?
No. He passed by, didn't even look down the alley.
Okay, get sleep then.
All right, he's going to unroll his bid roll. Bastias is a pretty good poker player, and he had actually won a real military bid roll. Not sure what military or even what world it came from, but it's pretty soft and warm.
Okay.
But unlike you, his cloak is made out of probably curtains.
Okay,
So
after
have a real
he goes
close.
to sleep, I'm gonna go over and check the altar.
Okay.
And see if there's any like secret compartments or.
Okay. Down near the bottom of the altar. Now, think of the altar. It's about sternum height. Okay. It's made 7 feet across, 3 feet deep, and behind the altar it's concave, like you could store stuff under it. There's a small wooden rickety table, but the sides are 4 inches thick. And near the bottom of one, while feeling around, you find a drawer. It just kind of slides out.
Anything in the drawer?
Yes. When you pull the drawer out, a blue light, like, is shining bright enough that, I mean, you have to put your hand in front of your face.
Shit, I'm gonna like kind of pull my cloak over the light. It's the last thing we need to draw attention to ourselves.
There is a small leather bag that is open. The blue light is emanating from that. And behind it, there is a glass vial with a cork stopper. And it, too, is glowing blue.
Okay, I'll pull out the vial.
Okay. Appears to be the vial is about 3 inches high. It appears to be half filled with this glowing blue liquid.
Here, let me do I have an herbalism. Let me do an herbalism check. I'm going to open the stopper and just kind of smell it.
Okay. It's probably a healing potion. And probably a pretty strong one because the smell is really strong in it. At one point, it looks like it may have held enough to do 2 people, but over the years,
Yeah.
Yeah. So through reverse osmosis or whatever, it's just decayed, and there's only this half dose. But it would probably fully heal somebody.
Okay, I'll put the stopper back in and.
Okay, the small leather pouch that's open, there are 2 blue, like soft nuggets about the size of a 20-sided die, and they're glowing blue.
Okay, I'm gonna say a quick prayer to ASAK, and hopefully he's not gonna get mad. But I'm gonna take him.
Take both of them?
No, I'm just gonna take one. I'm gonna leave one for Batista when I get done. When he get
Okay.
when it's his turn. Anything happen when I pick it up?
First thing you get, you feel like there's a churning in your chest, and it burns going down to your stomach. But then you're no longer hungry at all. Okay, in any way, shape, or form. The second thing that happens is suddenly the straps and things on your greaves and your upper arm protections are way too fucking tight.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then I'll loosen them up.
Holy shit.
I like holy shit, Charlie.
Okay.
Ah, yes!
You can't get much better than that.
Fuck no, you can't.
Once you chew it up, you've heard of such a things. They're very, very rare. It's basically manna from heaven. Does different things. It can increase your level, hit points, your main attribute, strength, increase hit points, etc.
I like it, sir. I will definitely thank ASAK for the gift.
Okay. There's a small scrap of paper in that drawer.
Okay, I'll pull it out.
It appears to have been written by a Father Bueller in the first few days of the Skotos apocalypse. And that was all the holy relics or items that church had. It's just a brief little note. I hope that whoever finds this is someone worthy of using this manna from ASAK. And then it's signed FTR Bueller.
Hope that I'm found worthy, sir. I will definitely use it in the fight against evil. Okay, I'll settle in a position where I can watch the windows and the door with my back to a wall.
Okay. All right. And not very much longer, it gets a little grayer inside where the sun has come up. But again, it's more like twilight than anything. It's just a little lighter than normal or than nighttime. You hear some doors slam. You hear some people talking. You hear what sounds like a window being raised and a woman shouting, "You bringing those goats to market? What you doing with them?" And the guy with the goats is yelling back, "No, I'm taking them to the tavern to get them something to eat." And then she calls him a goat fucker and laughs and cackles like a maniac and shuts her window. You hear what sounds like soldiers' footsteps walking in tandem, maybe 3 or 4, and they seem to be heading towards the gate. Do you want to risk a peek out the window? Remember, you're in an alley, okay? All right, well, you see 4 guards in mismatched armor, but one of them's wearing a breastplate that you know came from your keep in the Darklands.
Really?
Yeah.
Batista.
And all of it's mismatched armor. There's even one's got on. He is obviously not a Knight of Fistula, but he's wearing an old breastplate from the Knights of Fistula.
Now, is there can I tell if this guy is a Knight of Honor from this distance?
He's not moving like a Knight of Honor. He's not carrying himself like a Knight of Honor. In fact, he seems to have some phlegmatic disorder because he keeps stopping and coughing into a handkerchief, like a wet cough. What?
Get up.
What is it?
Here, first I'm going to hand him the leather pouch.
What is this?
It's a gift from ASAK.
So, should I wear it around my neck or carry it in my pocket?
Well, it's up to you, but I would eat it.
Were you exercising while I was sleeping? You seem to have gotten bigger.
That's why I said I would eat it.
Comprehension dawns on his face, and he quickly takes it. And he kind of bends over. Burning, tickling. And then he straightens up, and you hear the leather on his greaves kind of stretch, nowhere near as much as yours, but he was already a big guy, and he gets a little bigger and gets a huge smile on his face. Why didn't I think to look? I'm glad to be a Knight of Honor.
You're the brains of the operation. I'm the brains. Remember that.
So what's going on?
We got a guy outside wearing one of our brother's armor.
One of the lost, you think?
We're going to find out why.
You've lost the view of them because of the building in your way?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to come out?
I'm going to look and make sure no one's looking down the alley at the time.
Okay. There is some excitement out in front of the church behind you, the burned out church, where they've discovered the body. And you hear the 4 guards turn around and start running back.
Can you see down the alley from where the body's at?
No. It's it's behind you. It's on the other. Basically, if you're facing the church, you went in through a window on the left side, and the burned out church is to the right. So, you might be able to, if you went to the other side and where stained glass window used to be, this boarded up, you might be able to push a board and look out through a crack or something.
No, I'm going to use the distraction to hop out through this window and get down to the alley.
Okay. Bastias is going to follow you, and he's leaning up against the wall. What now? And you see some people coming out from across the road, across the street, coming out of a building, and they do not see you.
Okay, we're going to come out of the alley then and just act like we're normal foot traffic.
Okay. Over in front of an inn, there's a sign, and there used to be some sort of like beer garden or something outside, but obviously hadn't been used in years. But out front, there are 4 wagons hitched up to oxen, and there's a bunch of men at arms, looks to be 20 or so, on horseback, and they're kind of milling about. And you see what looks to be a merchant and his son's maybe 15 in tow, and they're coming over, and they're going to kind of look at the two of you and just continue on towards the commotion where they found the body. And you hear the name Elwood being said a lot, and who would have killed Elwood? He's never harmed anyone, and that type of thing.
Okay, I'm just going to kind of blend into the crowd.
Okay.
Try to get close to the foot guards.
One of the guards is going to look at the merchant and his son. We don't have any problems here. And this obviously is the work of a stranger, because none of us would have harmed Elwood. And I'm not saying you, sir, being a distinguished merchant that you are, but perhaps one of your men is a cutthroat. And I do call him a cutthroat, whoever did this, because Elwood's throat is cut. It appears to be the lead guard, and he's wearing this battered breastplate of a Knight of Fistula, mismatched with greaves from some other suit of armor, raggedy-ass chainmail underneath that's full of holes. One of the guards is going to look over and see you guys, and then the guard in the Knight of Honor breastplate is coughing and hacking, and when he opens up his cloth, you can see blood. He's got some sort of, maybe tuberculosis or something.
Gotcha. Good sir. Maybe I can help you with that cough.
It's okay. I appreciate it. Who are you? Anyway, are you with the merchant?
No, we are just travelers.
Okay. Well, move along. There's nothing to see here.
It is an interesting breastplate, though. Where did you get it?
His eyes get suddenly hard. He kind of squints. Remember, you guys all have similar breastplates, but not similar, because you guys have beaten them out a certain way so that they all look like, you can tell that they're Knights of Honor breastplates.
Yeah.
But at first he doesn't recognize it, and then he's going to look and he's going to see that y'all's armor is pretty close to his. Who's asking?
I am. I was just wondering. It looked very familiar.
I traded a couple of goats and a horse for it.
You tell the truth?
It's your business. Absolutely not.
That's interesting, sir, because I call you a liar.
The other guard is going to come up with the Knight of Fistula breastplate on, and he's going to take his hand and hit your breastplate, like to shove you, and of course you're not going to budge. And he's going to look at you. You do not call my comrade at arms a liar. Maybe you're the cutthroat. He's looking at your belt to see if you have a knife.
Oh, I have a dagger.
Let me see it. I want to check it for blood.
I don't think so.
The other two guards are going to come up and start to flank you. Bastias is going to look over at you with one eyebrow raised, as if to say, what should I do?
I'm going to pull my sword out, my big, huge sword out. Now, you don't want to start any trouble, do you?
The townspeople are going to start moving out of the way, and the merchant and his son, the merchant's going to put his fingers in his mouth and whistle really loud, and some of the men at arms are going to come riding over.
I asked you a question, sir, and I expect an honest answer. Where did you get that breastplate?
I found it, okay?
You tell the truth?
No.
I will ask you one more time, and one more time only.
The guy with the gold breastplate from the Knight of Fistula is going to shove you much harder this time.
I'm prepared
Who's asking?
though.
What's that?
Caltignae Mundatis of the Knights of Honor is asking, sir.
The guy wearing the breastplate of honor is going to get very weak in the knees and go into a coughing fit. The guy in the gold breastplate is going to take 2 steps back. Bastias is going to pull his holy symbol out and lay it on his chest, take his shield and put it on his arm and pull out his battle axe. The next time you put your hand on him, you will lose the hand. Am I understood? And the guy in the gold armor is going to look very afraid.
I'm going to look dead in the eyes of the guy wearing the breastplate. Sir, your life depends on this answer. Where did you get the breastplate?
A ugly, fat woman with a lot of makeup on. She's probably the town's only prostitute, and it's probably pushing 50. And she's rather fat. It's gonna come walking right up to you. You want to know where he got the armor? You want to know? He killed that Knight of Honor. He killed him in his sleep. He made him a guest in his house, and while the Knight of Honor was sleeping, he killed him. And then took his armor. Just like they did that Knight of Fistula that came here, that nice
Roll
young
initiative,
boy.
Charlie.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure you go first.
he takes off running, but he doesn't get very far. He goes into a coughing fit.
I'm going to throw my sword at him.
Okay, let's roll. Okay, the sword's going to go right through his back, and he's going to, a spray of blood is going to come shooting out of his mouth, and he's going to fall to his knees and fall over. The one wearing the Fistulan armor, he's going to run straight towards you with one hand out as he's pulling his longsword out of his belt. There's no sheath, like he's going to grab you or something. And Bastias chops his hand off. The guy screams, blood squirts out. He drops his sword, clutches his hand, and he falls to his knees. Mercy! I ask for mercy!
We will grant you the same mercy you granted the Knight of Fistula.
The merchant looks over and he goes, I knew there was something fishy. He holds his hand up. His men at arms stop. I knew there was something fishy about them. This town. I've heard rumors of knights, traveling knights, good strong men passing through Massa and never being heard from again.
Hold on a sec. I just got to look in my face. Like, I'm going to walk over to the guy who got his hand chopped off.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to examine his forehead very closely.
Okay.
Have these people been eating other people?
No, they haven't been cannibals.
Okay.
But
I was looking for the damnation mark.
Okay. The woman prostitute is going to come up and kind of tug on your cloak. Sir Knight, I just want to tell you that not all of us were in on this. The mayor was, but he died of a heart attack last year. And these guys claiming to be gods, they do kind of god and they walk along the wall and stuff, but mostly they waylay individual travelers.
Really? And you ask for mercy, sir? I'm going to pull out my dagger and stab him in the eye.
Okay. And he dies. The other two guards drop their swords and take off running.
You better run quick. If I see you again, I will kill you all.
Sir Knight, I want to tell you that I don't think they killed Elwood, though. That's not their style.
Elwood was murdered by the same person who murdered that poor lady in that hovel over there and point to where we came from.
Yeah, the body of your friend and the others they have killed are in the well behind the burned down church.
They didn't even bury the bodies?
No.
I'm going to walk over to the guy with my sword sticking through him.
Yeah.
Is he alive at all?
No.
Damn it. I'll put my foot on his back and pull the sword out.
Okay.
Check his body. Does he have anything Knight of Honor related that he might have stolen?
No, only the armor and the breastplate. And all Knights of Honor have coded names right in the collar of the breastplate.
Who was it?
It was one of yours that disappeared about 6 years ago.
Sons of bitches. Should burn this town down to the ground.
The merchant's going to come over to you. Sir, don't do that. We need the way station for traveling.
I'm not going to. I just said I should.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave 5 of my men at arms here to take over as guards. And I'm headed to Stem with trade goods. And I will see what I can do to round up some young, strong individuals that don't mind living out here to come here and fix what's wrong with this town.
Well, all I know is if I come back through Massa ever again and I hear anything bad happening, I will burn the town to the ground and salt the ashes.
All the people kind of look afraid, and two people pick up the body of Elwood, and they head, looks like towards the cemetery, just battered and overgrown, and everybody else just kind of moves away.
I'm going to remove the armor as best I can from this jackass.
Okay. Well, at least we know what happened to him. I wonder if something like that's happened to all the others as well.
It's pretty shitty when you're trying to help somebody and they kill you in your sleep.
If I remember correctly, he left with another Knight of Honor too. So there's a chance the other one's alive.
There's always a chance until the body is found. I'm going to just go check out the well.
Okay, when you look in the well, it's pretty deep, but looking down it, there appears to be 8 or 9 bodies down there.
I'm going to lower the armor down by a rope.
Okay.
With like a slip knot on it. Take out a vial of holy oil and pour it down there. Say a quick prayer and light it. Throw a torch down.
When you pull out the holy oil and pour it down there, you get a strong pervading sense of evil, like something's watching you, like maybe from the wall or from the taller trees outside the town. Just you get this really strong feeling of being watched and unease, and so does Bastias.
I'm gonna look kind of in the general direction I'm getting this sense from, and scream out, "I am a Knight of Honor. I do not fear you. I will never fear you. Go about your business."
Yeah, what he said.
And then we're gonna head out of the town.
Okay. When you get to the gate, the guard up top, there's like a huge wooden cog that somebody needs to push around. He's going to look down at you and then open the gate. When you walk outside the walls, there appears to be a couple of dead goblins with arrows sticking out of them. Pretty fresh, like in the last couple of days.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna pull out an ancient map I have.
Yeah.
It should have all the honor keeps on it.
Yes.
I want to see how far the closest honor keep is from here.
8 miles.
I'm gonna head in that direction then.
Okay, and Bastias is going to follow you.